Ever wonder why some people always seem to be ahead while others, despite giving it their all, constantly find themselves at a disadvantage? The answer lies in preparation. And here's a statement that might shock you. Preparation isn't just an advantage, it's an absolute necessity. Often, we believe luck and talent are enough, but the truth is, most champions aren't built on luck. They're always ready, shaping their circumstances and taking control of their outcomes. Now, what if I told you that by embracing this mindset of preparation, you won't just transform your performance, you'll change your life? What's at stake is your ability to rise in any situation with clarity and confidence. It's time to face the mirror, confront your weaknesses, understand your environment, and sharpen your skills. Take a hard look at who you are and what you bring to the table. Everyone thinks they know their strengths, but the truth is, most live in the shadow of a distorted self-image, a convenient illusion. How often do you really stop and face your weaknesses, like looking in a mirror without looking away? Truly seeing what needs improvement and confronting it is something few are willing to do. And that's the point. If you want to be ready for the battle, whatever it is, now's the time to dig deep. It's not about being invincible. It's about knowing where your real strength lies and where you're most vulnerable. Brutal honesty in this analysis helps you understand that true strength doesn't just come from what's easy for you. It comes from the battles you haven't won yet. Every area you ignore, every weakness you're afraid to explore, is an open door for the world to knock you down. But when you know your weak points, you take control of them. And that, my friend, is one of the greatest weapons you can have. Now, think about your strengths. I'm not talking about what people say you're good at. I'm talking about what you've proven, what you know you do well without anyone's validation. Analyze that. That's where you build your confidence. But don't let that confidence fool you. Just because you're strong in one area doesn't mean you can let that strength stagnate. Keep every talent sharp like a blade. Are you ready to be honest with yourself? The work starts here, because knowing your strengths and weaknesses is just the beginning. Each layer you uncover raises new questions, and every answer takes you deeper. Are you willing to go as far as it takes? You want to be in control? Then understand this. The terrain isn't just a physical space. It represents every obstacle, every scenario, and every variable you're going to face. Walking into a situation without understanding the terrain is asking to get crushed. It's like walking blindfolded through a minefield, hoping luck will guide you. But luck isn't a plan. And honestly, luck is for those who don't prepare. Picture this, every environment has its own way of functioning, its own set of conditions that bow to no one. It could be a hostile, challenge-filled space or a setting so calm that it lulls you into letting your guard down. If you don't know what to expect, how are you going to adapt? This applies to any battlefield, a new job, or relationship, a life goal. If you don't know the territory, you'll lose your way at the first turn. And there's more, the weather changes, and conditions are never constant. Most people enter situations expecting stability, but variables are always shifting. Psychological climates, emotions, and the attitudes of those around you, these can change in an instant. A smart strategist adapts to the terrain and anticipates these changes, adjusting their pace to meet the demands of each moment. So, let me ask you, do you truly know the terrain you're stepping on? Or do you just think you do? Mastering your environment and its conditions isn't just about seeing what's in front of you. It's about predicting and understanding that everything can flip upside down in seconds. This is the first step to never being caught off guard. Are you ready to dig deeper? Because with every move, the scenery shifts, and you've got to stay ahead of every change. Have you ever stopped to think about what you truly have at your disposal? And I'm not just talking about money, time, or obvious skills. I'm talking about resources you don't even realize you have, but that, if tapped into, could make all the difference. Most people spend their lives chasing more, believing they need everything they don't yet have. But the secret, the thing that truly sets a strategist apart, is the ability to see value in what's already there, waiting to be used. More often than not, it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of perception. Every tool, every connection, every past experience could be an untapped resource. The question is, are you really seeing what's available to you? Many fail because they underestimate the power of the small things. A skill you've ignored, a contact you've never reached out to, a talent you don't value, each of these is a puzzle piece, and if you're not considering them, you're missing the chance to build a complete strategy. So before taking any action, take an honest inventory. Not a surface level one, but a deep dive into what you have to offer and what you can leverage. Think about your strengths and, more importantly, the skills that might seem insignificant, but when combined, form your true power. Now, look around you. What are you neglecting? Who are the people you can rely on, the resources you can adapt, the abilities you can develop? This is the time to stop complaining about what you lack and focus on what you already have. Because, at the end of the day, it's those overlooked resources that will sustain you when the battle begins. So, are you ready to uncover what you truly have? Think you're ready to move forward without a plan? You're fooling yourself. Strategic planning is what separates the winners from those who lose before they even step into the fight. It's not about making lists or setting superficial goals. It's about understanding every step and predicting the impact of every move. Many fail because they underestimate the importance of setting a clear goal, thinking they can just see how it goes. But if you don't know where you're going, any path seems viable, and that's the fastest way to failure. A goal isn't just a destination. It's the compass that guides every decision, every sacrifice, every choice you make. Without a well-defined goal, you lose focus halfway through, and every obstacle becomes an excuse to quit. A true strategist creates a plan that leaves no room for excuses, a plan that forces you to be better than yesterday and more resilient with every challenge. Now, let me ask you, do you have a clear goal? And if you do you know exactly what steps you need to take to achieve it? If you can't answer with certainty, you don't have a plan yet. And without a plan, all you've got is a vague intention, and vague intentions won't get you anywhere. Creating a strategic plan is like drawing a map. You need to understand the shortcuts, anticipate the challenges, and prepare for every twist and turn. This requires a level of commitment and clarity that few can reach. So, are you truly committed to your goal? Because once you've outlined a plan, there's no room for meaningless detours. Are you ready to define what you really want and follow the path to the end? What's the point of having a goal if you don't have the skills to achieve it? This is where many people fail. They underestimate what they need to know and do to be ready. They think natural talent or basic knowledge is enough to face whatever comes their way. But the truth is, real preparation means developing skills beyond what the moment demands. It means challenging yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone, and practicing until execution becomes second nature. And that's not easy. It's hard work. But it's that extra effort that makes you unshakable. Imagine the battle starts tomorrow. Here's an honest question. Are you truly ready? Because if you hesitate in any area, that hesitation is a weakness that someone or something will exploit. There are no shortcuts. You have to master the skills your goal demands and develop others you didn't even know would make a difference. This is what turns you into a strategist, an executor, a true specialist. Look around. See who the best are in what you want to do. Study every detail. Learn from those who've already walked the path, but don't stop there. Become more complete. Invest in what you haven't mastered yet. Every minute you spend sharpening a skill is another brick in the wall that will protect you when the battle comes. But don't be fooled, development never ends. With every new challenge, you'll need to grow more, learn more, and strengthen yourself even further. So, are you ready to do the work? Because no one's going to hand you the victory. You build it, skill by skill, with no excuses and no shortcuts. Are you prepared for that level of commitment? Most people underestimate the power of clear communication, and that's where the problems begin. On the battlefield, whether it's physical, emotional, or professional, every person needs to know what they're doing and, more importantly, trust the people beside them. But trust doesn't appear out of nowhere. It's built word by word, gesture by gesture. If you want people to follow you, you need to give them clarity and purpose in every message you deliver. It's not about being nice. It's about being precise, direct, and reliable. Now imagine the chaos that unfolds when no one knows what to do, or when what's been said is left open to interpretation. In a team, that's lethal. If one person doesn't understand the mission, everyone is left vulnerable. Efficient communication is your invisible line of defense. It connects and strengthens every member, aligns every action, and most importantly, keeps everyone focused on the same goal. But this also requires listening. Hearing concerns, understanding fears, and capturing ideas. Because when people feel heard, loyalty grows stronger. Here's an uncomfortable truth. If there are communication failures, it's on you. Real leadership takes ownership of ensuring that every word not only makes sense, but inspires trust and clarity. Ask yourself, do the people around you understand you? Do they truly grasp the vision and know how they can contribute? If the answer is no, then it's time to adjust your tone, your approach, and even the time you dedicate to communicating. Ready to reflect on how every interaction you have can be decisive? Because true preparation includes aligning hearts and minds. At the end of this journey, you'll realize that the battle was never just about what's in front of you, but about who you are inside. The ability to prepare isn't just a skill, it's a mindset that turns challenges into opportunities. And this is just the beginning. From here on, Strategy becomes your ally, and victory is no longer a matter of luck, but of planning and execution.